sword out of the equation as well. But we're going to go ahead and get this race started. Red rupees in both
Divergence.
Yeah, divergence and red rupees in both chests too. Yeah, it looks like DT gonna check out the good old Uncle Cave first. Gonna get a kill so we can get the first tree pull as well. Ooh, just single green rupees though.
Oh, missed the sign throw, so have to go back and kill the. We got powder for Uncle. So in hard mode, powder, I believe, doesn't turn the like anti-fairies into fairies.
Yeah, I think you only get like hearts, and I don't know if this is this mode specifically, but doesn't it also like sometimes turn anti-fairies into bees, or is that something else?
I'm not like totally familiar with the hard mode.
Okay, but yeah, it does give you like, you know, it doesn't give you the fairy this time. It just gives you like a single heart, which is not as helpful, really.
You got arrows from the crab, and a nice 10 bomb item there for Gus.
It's a really good place to find it because you won't have to worry about buying or finding bombs now either.
Like we just got a blue rupee at the race game, so both players won't be playing that today.
Okay, so the bees thing was insane mode, that's right.
Okay. Had a shield in the library.
Yeah, so probably not going to end up getting that, I imagine.
No.
And inside the tavern, we get some more bombs. Don't think the game realizes we're kind of maxed right now on both sides.
Ooh, early boots. Very nice.
Wow.
And some money, so both runners are going to be in good shape early on. They're just hoping now for a weapon.
Yeah. Oh!
Rip the old lady.
DT, please! What did that old lady do to you?
Well, she was kind of blocking the door, so...
I guess.
They both, in sync, enter the well.
Yeah. They do find the big key to Ice Palace as well.
And more bombs. Gotta love it.
So yeah, that big key may not necessarily be required because, you know, you can actually skip over the big key door, and if big chest doesn't have anything in Ice Palace, you obviously don't need to get that. But you know, I always do like kind of having that before going to Ice Palace, because the keys in Ice Palace, like, I feel like they're not necessarily required if you have the right setup of items, and it can definitely make routing that like really quick too.
And Misery Mire, the you don't need the keys to full clear. Sick Kid gives us another key. That's to Ganon's Tower.
The one Ganon's Tower small key we'll need.
One that's required, yeah.
Yeah.
Now if you get a bunch of them, you sort of get nervous thinking, no, maybe one of my keys is in Ganon's Tower for an item.
Yeah, that is true. And thankfully, in every key sanity seed, as we'll be seeing from the hints later on, in version 30, there is one hint that will give us the location for that Ganon's Tower big key. So I imagine members are going to be wanting to look for that just to kind of determine where that key is, so they can do as little exploration through Ganon's Tower as possible.
Sure. Get our first bonk rock check. The hammer! Very nice. It's a good starter weapon, for sure. Gives you early temperature sword damage. And for hard mode,
yeah, definitely.
It's definitely needed.
Also going to give the lumberjack tree a check as well.
I believe
Looks like we have.
It was a small key. I think Gus checked it.
Okay. Now that small key may not be required. It could be one of those Misery Mire small keys, or an excess Ganon's Tower key, Skullwood's key. Something we may not need at all, but gonna probably keep that in mind just in case we're kind of running low on some of those other more required ones.
And it could be annoying if it's like the Swamp Palace key, where it's the only key, but it's required to even enter the dungeon.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get a Dark Palace big key.
And with those boots, looks like Gus is going to be making a very quick play over to Agina, which I do like doing when you have the boots, just because it makes this a lot faster to check, and you hate leaving this behind for last.
I agree. Single rupee on the desert ledge. Taking a quick look after the results of the first race today, in Group A, DT is leading the group with 6 wins and 1 loss. Gus is still looking to get on the win column with 0 losses. I mean, 5 losses and 0 wins.
Oh, well, we don't need that hit anymore for Ganon's Tower.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's always a big sigh of relief when you get it early.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see if maybe DT goes over in that direction too. If not, I mean, he can route it in later when he's kind of checking the desert area. But like, that is interesting that that's there. And okay, yep, he's not getting it right now. But yeah, going very quickly back to the stats you mentioned, DT definitely has pretty good advantage moving into the rest of his matches. But you know, you look at the last match, both runners routed very similarly, and you know, sometimes in Randomizer it really just comes down to one item, and I feel like Gus had any chance to win that last race anyway. Yeah. So you know, it's definitely not out of the question to see him kind of make some plays.
Slew of keys here. Another big key this time to Leaves Town. You also get small keys to Pod and one of the Castle Tower keys.
And Turtle Rock as well, so pretty key-heavy cave there.
Yeah. And getting that Castle Tower key opens up a chest in Aga Tower. They can get once they have either Master Sword or Fighter Sword in or Magic Cape.
It is interesting because, like, you'd almost think that because the keys are in the pool, it'd make the lumberjack item, for example, like more likely to have an item you need. But you also have to consider, and also Fire Rod, you have to consider that you also need 2 extra requirements to get through Castle Tower and those 2 small keys, so it may not be.
I'm surprised DT. Oh no. Well, trying to play it safe, I guess. Not gonna try to get walk on water glitch with the boots there. So DT just played safe and I guess check the Lake Hylia Island as well as check Hobo Fake Flippering.
Can be kind of difficult to find out how close you are to the edge of the screen without a sword, but does manage to get it done. Gonna see what's on that island. Get the green pendant and Eastern Palace info from Sasharala.
Yeah, just another. Ooh, Moon Pearl. Yet another big key, the Misery Mire. Definitely like getting these big keys early in Key Sanity. But another quirk about Key Sanity, the runners won't know what dungeons are pendants and crystals until they either get the map of the dungeon or they get the information from Sashrala and the bomb salesman.
Yeah, that is correct.
We saw their DT getting the silver arrows off sequence, so that was nice.
So yeah, this music you're hearing in Eastern, if we are hearing the music right now, does not mean that it is a pendant or crystal. They actually randomized the music, so to kind of go with what you were talking about earlier, since the maps don't tell you that information anymore.
Also, DT picking up the silvers. In hard mode, you cannot use the silver arrows until you get to Ganon.
Yeah, that is correct.
Gus has to be careful. He doesn't have the hammer here, so he can't kill any enemies with. Well, he can with the fire rod, but he doesn't have magic.
Right.
Oh, and there's the flippers. Wow.
Well, those silvers are back on sequence. But yeah, because we do have one extra wall inside Eastern Palace, because obviously we're probably not going to find the big key in here, so there's only 4 items we can get, but we still have a nice little hint as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's a pendant, so we may not have to clear it anyway, so it's a pretty good early check if you know it's going to be a pendant dungeon.
And there's our Dark World access.
Mm-hmm.
With the glove there.
Unfortunately, that hint is just going to give us some Zelda 1 flavor text, so not a useful hint for this particular seed, anyway.
It's pretty loaded Eastern.
Oh yeah, definitely. Flippers, the moon, or not the moon pearl, the power glove. Yeah, really good stuff we're finding here.
Gus without a weapon. Sort of hard to do those rooms in the dark there in Eastern. So he backs out. Looks like he's going to hit it. Take his way to Hobo. And to Zora.
And it's not terribly bad because the item in the dark, or beyond the dark room, not in logic right now, as far as we know, because Lamp could, I guess, be available somewhere, but, you know, it will require him to go kind of around that bend again if he does come back and, you know, needs to full clear.
DT gets through. We'll see if this gives him an advantage if something's here. Nope. Another small key. Another Ganon's Tower key, so that's 2 for him.
Meanwhile, inside the Waterfall Fairy Cave, just going to get a blue rupee and another small key. This one, the Misery Mire. Unfortunately, as we mentioned before, Misery Mire's small keys not required to full clear the dungeon whatsoever, because you can generally find them inside Mire in just freestanding pots and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I always like going in with one small key, because then you can kind of route in the left side first and kind of go around in a clockwise formation. It does make it kind of nice.
We get the Quake medallion there in the back of Escape. Oh, and there's the Ice Rod. They're sitting on the Zoral Edge. So, both rods really early. So we're probably going to see a good Turtle Rock dip this seed.
Yep, a good old pendant Turtle Rock dip. Yep.
Ooh, Tower Harris small key. So that opens up another chest that they can access. They don't need the big key to access that. Hammer was in the Bonk Rocks.
Okay, it looks like Gus is going to be going north into Hyrule Castle. We'll be picking up his powder, but only has those 4 bombs to work with. Maybe a little bit of magic he'll get in here, but we'll see if he decides to make that play into the castle at the very least.
DT picks up the Ice Rod, and he'll probably be our first one to go. Well, he will. Looks like he's going that way to Dark World.
Yeah, it looks like he's going the Kakariko entrance to Dark World, so...
He has the Thieves' Town big key, so he can clear the dungeon except for the big chest, which requires the small key. Gus is getting our first look at the front of Escape. More bombs.
Ooh. Okay, well that is good if he's going to check out more of this, so that was actually kind of helpful.
DT heads right into Skull Woods. He has the fire rods, so he can check everything except for Mahula himself until he gets a sword.
Yeah, and he'll not be able to check the big chest either, because he's still not found that big key yet, too.
Another map, this one of Swamp Palace, so that might be some good information.
I don't think DT's looked to see what Thieves' Town is just yet, but might think of that when he goes through here as we find another key to Palace of Darkness. I'm just going to use 2 pots for the Ball and Chain Guard, since we don't have a lot of resources right now.
Even more money, which is kind of nice because you get a lot of poverty seeds in Key Sanity mode.
Oh, Wall Master, please.
Yeah, this is always rough if you don't have a sword going to, or the Cane of Samaria trying to do this.
Or even just the boomerang. Having the boomerang is also pretty nice.
Yeah, that's true.
That can stun the Gibdos. Does
and
make it
on 3 hearts, it makes it really rough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You get good practice on it doing like inverted mode,
Mm-hmm.
where you have access to that right away. You usually got to check this chest.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, for those walking in and asking about where the heart's at, this is hard mode. So because of that, there's less containers and less pieces of hearts in the overworld. So because of that, health's even more rare than it was before.
Yep.
So.
So Gus will finally pick up his hammer, to his relief. He'll probably be upset. He's just getting it now with the early boots.
Yeah, and like, I can see definitely what DT was thinking, especially since he came up the southern route from Kakariko. Like, you know, that's kind of an easy place to just run up there and check really quick. But since Gus was kind of going south, it's like, I'll just get this later when I save and quit or something. It just so happened that I had the hammer. Mushroom.
Interesting. So that's all DT can check here, so he'll head to Village of Outcasts next.
Yeah, unfortunately no sword, so I'm not going to be able to check that last item on Mothula just yet.
There's our first check, and it's like both Swampy and Thieves Town were crystals.
Okay, that's good information. Gonna see what's on top of the bumper cave ledge here. There's one of our swords.
In hard mode, you can get up to a tempered sword.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want that one, they're gonna have to find the cave.
Hey, a heart piece, finally.
Just $5 at the chess game. TT still only on 3 hearts and no sword. Might just hold off on Thieves Town for now. Another big key, this time to Tower of Hera.
Fortunately, still not quite accessible within logic or even just normally, so...
Yeah, you're still gonna need a sword or, a mirror or hook shot.
Right. So he is gonna
go. He does enter Thieves Town.
Yeah, I mean, even if he can't get so far, I mean, the first few chests are just right there, so it's a pretty quick check for these anyway. I could get something good out of it. And Gus is going the other way into Dark World and going to be checking out the Hype Cave location first.
Yeah, he was having difficulties there in Skullwood, so he just thought, might as well go check a bunch of chests here at the Hype Cave.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes even just having like one extra heart can just be a huge, feel like a bigger advantage than what you had before, so it may not hurt to get a little extra health here and there if you can.
We got more bombs. I think they're about sick of seeing bombs at this point.
Probably. And,
oh, there's the Thieves Town small key. Very interesting. And there we have the mirror. So pretty hyped there.
Yeah, this will give him a few extra checks, and when he does go into Thieves Town, he'll be able to check everything, and that could be a huge advantage for him over DT if that ends up having something on the big chest.
Yep. I don't think Gus checked the bomb salesman for the 5-6 crystals.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Almost vanilla flute. Almost.
Right. That's pretty funny.
And
here, I'll save you the trouble from digging. Have a flute early.
you know, if he does go into Thieves Town, he'll have Tower of Hera access too at some point.
Mm-hmm.
He needs that big key still, but we know where that is.
So, nothing important there. Locked in Misery Mire on the Firelock side. 2 digs for $50.
Doesn't even get a full refund either, so.
No. DT gets a hint and leaves Town, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, 3 hearts is really asking a lot, where in the vanilla game you'd have at least like 7, I think, at this point, so.
Wow, DT just says nope to the money.
Hey, fair enough.
Keep your filthy $50.
Yeah, really. Yeah, looks like he's going to be able to get all the stuff that Gus just got, which could actually put him kind of in the mindset to go to Hera next because of that. It's a much easier and shorter dungeon, and you can get everything. You may as well check it out.
I think DT's heading up to check the 5-6 crystals. Skullwoods and Misery Mire are your crystals to give you access to the Pyramid Fairy chests.
That's 2 more crystals in the Dark World.
Looking more and more like that Tour Rock's going to be a pendant.
He's probably also kind of relieved that he did make this stop, because now he has the small key to Thieves Town whenever he does go back.
Right.
Now DT heading over to the pyramid, gonna see what's on here, and he has the mirror, so he could potentially warp over to the light world and take on the front of Escape now too.
And Gus is going to check the magic bat. I don't think DT did.
No, he did not, because he did not have the mirror, so when he was over here earlier, so yeah, it's gonna be his check on this. Just a compass or Skullwoods, though, and unfortunately DT takes a death, but thankfully he was right at the beginning, so not wasting a whole lot of time here.
It looks like he'll be going to check the sewer chest, which will be completely in the dark.
Completely in the dark, 3 hearts, no sword beams to guide him. can be pretty risky, but we do have.
It does have fire rods, so you can light the you
Yeah.
can light that torch. Makes it a whole lot easier getting past the enemies.
Definitely. There's another torch in here too that I can easily light, and heart piece. We have our 4th heart.
We're not on 3 anymore. Half hour into the seed, we have our 4th. We have a heart.
Yeah, looks like Gus is also not going to be advancing much further in Thieves Town either.
Looks like he is heading towards. Oh!
Ooh.
He gets denied by the. And say looked like he was going to check Graveyard Ledge, but he will have to make a detour somewhere else.
Oh, you know, you could also, in addition to Graveyard Ledge, I believe you could also check the King's Tomb location.
Yeah,
too.
Both are accessible.
But unfortunately, an overworld death is going to take him out of that way, so we're going to go on Death Mountain next. Getting bodied by that dead rock, though, before we can get up here.
You have to be extra careful.
Yep.
Being careful doesn't really get you much, because you can still get walloped by the fallen rocks.
Right.
Yeah.
At least we'll have a fairy inside Spectacle Rock Cave, but he looks like he's checking on the item first, which is a map.
Top and inside.
No, we're still at the point where maps can definitely be useful because we're still looking for those other 2 pendant dungeons, and once we figure out those, we pretty much don't have to collect any maps after that. Ooh, and we'll find out what the Terra is with that map we just got.
This DT's going to turn in his mushroom. We'll see if that gives him an advantage over Gus here. It is some blue mail, which is actually pretty good. pretty good thing to get.
It's a good defensive advantage. I mean, especially with those 4 hearts we've been working with. So.
Oh, Eastern. Well, he already knew these.
We knew that.
So Hera is a crystal.
All right, nice. So that is 5 of our crystals. Still need to find 2 more.
And there's our first sword access right here.
Yep, with that cape we can get that first sword now. And here I'm imagining DT is probably going to activate his flutes.
So I guess chooses to go ahead and down in the basement and check here. The item.
I will say, though, I am seeing a lot of similarities to this race and the last race, where they both seem to be on the same exact path. And Gus is kind of leading in terms of the general progression, but DT's being a bit more thorough and finding kind of a few extra safeties here and there because he's being a little more thorough. So it's kind of interesting to see that kind of mindset play for both races.
What do we have in the basement? And just 20 bucks. Always some crappy item when you want it to be a good item.
And now we're gonna go to the second hit in Hera, and it's gonna be like, oh, there's cash, fire blocked in Hera.
Yeah. It's like DT using his hammer to guide his location. Mimic Cave holding another pod. Ooh. Pod key. Guess we'll have to climb the stairs again.
Yeah, unfortunately. Can't control those mini mold arms sometimes. Sometimes they just seem to move exactly where you want to move yourself. Yeah, with how the seed has been kind of giving us a lot of, potential future TR access, it probably would be nice to kind of check Turtle Rock before going over to Pod, because we could get that key along the way and kind of make routing a bit more efficient.
Old man coming up big as usual, gives a heart piece.
Mm-hmm.
TT heading straight to get an item and check the hint here. Pretty much all junk so far in here, except for that cave.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, with the hint system, it's definitely more viable to just almost just go for the item without checking to see what it is beforehand, because you get a free hint along with the item and save some time by not checking.
Makes quick work of Moldorm. Moldorm being kind today. Oh, and rewarded with the hook shot.
Very, very nice reward, especially considering we're only just a small key away from Swamp Palace too, so that's could potentially be in our future, and we have a lot of items here on Death Mountain still to look for as well.
Yep. DT picks up the cape, and he knows now he has access to a sword.
Yeah, definitely.
Gus still has to be careful. He still only has 3 hearts in green mail. 38 minutes into the race.
Oh, fairy. Oh, Tektite.
See, not being kind, I guess. See what he decides to do now. He'll probably head back up to Death Mountain, I think.
Yeah, I'd imagine back up there, because there is, again, all those items on the east side that we still have to look through. We're still on 3 hearts. We could use some more, so... And this might actually be Gus's 4th heart, with the piece of heart he'll get from the old man, so...
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, He has to sit through the tile room again, too.
Yeah, this hard seat is doing a number on both these runners.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like DT's just not even going to worry about it and just head straight up.
Yeah.
That's still not a fourth heart for Gus either, so...
No.
Nice bomb jump by DT there.
Oh, and there's Kana Samaria. Right next to a Misery Hierarchy.
How convenient. Of course, still need mitts and of course a sword to even consider, and that's also assuming we have the right medallion too. But you know, Turtle Rock is looking closer.
Desert big key.
Unfortunately, Desert is still not on the agenda yet either.
Nope. I need the mitts or the book.
And looks like DT is going back in.
I guess glad he has at least the hook shot, so that kills all the enemies here in Spiral Cave.
Yeah. And in Spiral Cave, we're gonna get a blue rupee.
Man, oh man. He's like, what do I gotta do to get health around here?
I know, right? This seed is almost like forcing like a low hard blind fight, even without it being inverted mode.
Yeah.
I think, oh no, I thought maybe Gus was going to get the information about 5 and 6, but looks like he is actually going to be going kind of in the northern Dark World area. You know, with that cape we do have a small bit of access inside Aga Tower that DT did not get a check earlier.
It is true. Yep, and then also getting that sword, DT could defeat Mothula for an item.
That's true, yep. Sword in general might just give him a little more confidence to give, you know, Thieves Town another shot, too.
Yeah, 4 hearts and Blue Mail, you feel a little bit better about taking on the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Gus on low health again. See what the grumpy fish gives us today. The shield.
I don't want what you're trying to give me, fish.
Although they could have grabbed that shield plus the shield in library, which would have been nice for taking on blind.
That is true. That would have been, you know, less items to worry about, or less projectiles to worry about anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like DT is immediately going towards that sword now. He knows that, you know, 2 crystals are potentially on the menu now with those, so...
Gus coming back to what he was going to check earlier in Graveyard Legend, King's 2. Yeah, it's nice for both these runners because they'll get these checks and both get the sword.
And inside King's Tomb we have...
No, shield!
Oh my gosh.
Wow, so they have access to the riot shield.
You've ignored me twice so far. Too bad. You're getting me
You're not
now.
skipping me this time.
Yeah, DT doing good work by waiting for that bird to come closer before picking up the rock. That usually kind of throws some people off guard sometimes.
Graveyard Ledge's jump.
So DT has a sword, Gus has a shield. We're finally playing Zelda.
Oh, no, and Gus doesn't check the ledge for the sword. So he's going to go swordless even longer.
Oh yeah, I guess he hasn't gotten that information yet, has he?
No.
Oh no.
Denied. Those things just come out of nowhere.
They really do, for sure.
And with sword, you just can't go through them.
Mm-hmm.
See what DT's doing.
I think he was just trying to get away from those enemies, so like, he just came back to the portal.
I see. Not a bad play.
Yeah, because he was getting kind of pretty trolled hard by those enemies, so decided to just kind of step away to refresh the screen, I guess.
So Gus will make our first dip into pod, which is pretty common in Key Sanity. You're gonna see yourself dipping in there at least once or twice.
I normally like coming back when I have, like, you know, 4 pod keys or something, just something where I can full check everything. Yeah. But I mean, you gotta think, 14 potential items in here. It's definitely a strong check to come here if you're kind of at a loss of what to do next.
Right.
Yeah, looks like Gus is not going to be spending a key on the vanilla big key chest door. Just so he can get some more chests in the back.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, what is with these enemies today? Yeah, if you couldn't tell from the cape usage there in hard mode, it does double. Okay, so some bombs by someone friendly. But yeah, it doubles the cape usage, so you have less time with the cape whenever you use it on hard mode.
Fortunately for DT, he's out of magic, so cape would have been good for the blind fight.
Anyway, Gus using the potion glitch, so he can check back here.
See what 2 items here are both blocked. Got a boomerang.
Oh, he has his 4th heart now, so.
DT picks up the big key of Skull Woods, so he could
Ooh.
clear the last 2 checks there.
So now we're going to be able to see what's kind of in the back here. Get another small key to Ganon's tower, some bombs and pod.
Yeah, not much here in Pod. See if he does. Yeah, it looks like he's going for the bomb jump here. Which you will see a lot of in Key Sanity.
Yeah,
So you don't have to use a. You don't have to use a key to get these 3 checks.
Yeah, this is definitely something I would recommend learning. If you do happen to be playing a lot of Key Sanity, it just kind of allows you to use your keys more creatively in Pod.
DT making this blind fight. Down to 1 heart.
Oh,
he gets it. Wow. Clutch kill there.
Oh wow!
And rewarded with the Titan's Mitts. Wow.
Yeah, meanwhile in Pod, Gus is finding some hearts for once.
Although you really can't tell where he is, looks like. And it can be really rough trying to navigate the dark maze coming from the other direction.
Yeah, especially when you don't have a sword either. It can be pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like, as you can see, he's using the boomerang right now, which, you know, can be helpful to an extent, but still, just, like, not knowing your exact standing location. And, of course, you have these enemies firing at you the whole time. Does find the small key to desert, though, so does make it through at the very least.
See what's behind the big chest here. Skulls. Ugh, just $5.
Yeah, just 1 item left in Skull Woods, and, you know, don't let the compass numbers fool you. It is counting the chest that DT did not pick up. That's always a small key, no matter what, even in Key Sanity, just to avoid soft locks. So he does have all the items so far. Okay, so DT will be at full health heading into this Mothula fight, but he still only has 4 hearts and
hardly any magic for fire rod shots.
Yeah.
See if he uses a sword or tries with the hammer.
Does get 1 shot in, and yeah, he is switching to the hammer. Ooh, nice.
Very nicely done by DT.
And gets a small key to Ice Palace as his reward.
So he can full clear Ice Palace. He can full clear Desert now.
Well, he can't full clear it, but
no,
he can beat
he
it.
Doesn't have those.
He can beat it, though, at the very least, if he wants to.
Yeah, it's the small keys of pod. But,
man, that's 2 hard. That's 2 boss battles in a row where he was down on his last hit and just pulled it out at the very end there.
Yeah.
Looks like he is heading back up to Death Mountain, so could this be what I think it is?
We'll check Hookshot Cave at the least.
Right, and yeah, he does have the Dark Mountain chest as well. We'll see if we do happen to have the Turtle Rock medallion, because we still don't have any information on that yet either.
Nope. Here's Misery Mire map. Although we already know it's a 5/6 crystal.
Yep. Anyway, gonna see what is over here on Turtle Rock. It is Bombos, so no Turtle Rock dips yet, but we still have 4 chests here in Hookshot Cave.
You can check Spike Gate as well.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
wrong key. Oh no!
Oh, there's Turtle Rock. And the lamp, wow.
Now, let's see, like, if we did decide to make this Turtle Rock play right now, like, you know, we don't have quite what we need to finish it yet. We're still missing a big key and another small key at the very least, but... And yeah, it looks like he's just going to go ahead and go off to something else. But, you know, there were some chests in there and logic at this current point.
Yeah. guess gonna try again on board.
Yeah.
Really rough not having a sword for him. Fight.
Yeah, if only he knew there was one not too far from where he is now.
Yeah. Like DT's doing some more overworld checks, doing the Smith's purple chest.
Because, yeah, he still has 4 hearts, so...
Yeah, don't blame him. Man.
Oh, nice strategy there, though. Nice strategy.
Yeah. Whatever you gotta do to get the job done.
Yeah. Does get it done, gets his mitts, gets his second crystal, so... Gonna be looking for his next potential target, I guess.
What does the chest do? Some more bombs, right?
Not happy with those bombs, it looked like. Okay, so we are getting some new territory here. Meyer might be completable? Yes, it is. Okay. And we can check out almost all of Desert. We could finish it with on DT's side anyway. Okay, so yeah, as expected, DT gonna check out the desert stuff first.
This dungeon we don't have information for, so it could be a crystal or a pendant.
That's true. Sometimes the best way to find out if a dungeon's crystal or pendant is just to get it yourself and see what it is at the end of it.
And that was our other mail there. And, Iron Shed.
Yeah, basically I think the way it is because red mail is not technically obtainable in hard mode. It just treats the other chest as just like a rupee drop, so...
Yeah.
And looks like we did get a crystal from Desert Palace, so... We still have 3 dungeons left to be potentially our last pendant here.
Yeah. So 2 of them are pendants, 1 is a crystal.
Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't found two of them. Okay.
And we found another heart, people.
Yes.
DT's gonna be happy to see that.
Yeah, definitely, and get the guaranteed boots hint, which doesn't do either of our runners much justice right now.
There's the last map we will be picking up, because that will give us information on the rest of the 3 dungeons. The map of Dark Palace.
Unless it reveals it's a pendant and we still need the other one, or did we find another map?
Oh, that's true.
Now, this is something Gus will be able to check that DT won't, because Gus did find the small heated desert in the dark room in Palace of Darkness, so we'll see if...
This will be interesting here. If it gives something like the bow, that'd be crazy fun. Nothing in the first chest.
Oh!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh.
I just had to open my mouth. That is a big play for Gus.
It really is. That is a
You almost
huge
think he's
find.
way out in front at this point because... Wow. So a double dip of pod was required by logic.
Yeah, this point really determines, like, it's going to be determined by when DT decides to go back in that area.
Yeah.
And even then, once he does find the small heated desert, have to imagine, like, there might still be some other things on his agenda before going back to desert too. So
yeah, because since he's clearing out Mire, he'll have no other checks here except the right set of desert in this area. So you think he wouldn't be back for a long time?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, DT will still be making some forward progress, though, at the very least, so he's definitely by no means out of it.
Gus have these vanilla strats with the bow. Just a reminder, even though he has silvers, he can't use silvers until he's at Ganon because of hard mode restrictions.
Yep, that's a restriction for both hard mode and expert mode. On an insane mode, silvers aren't even in the pool.
Another joke hint there in Mire.
Ooh, not a very helpful map we found there. Map the Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, we know now all the locations: Ice Palace and Turtle Rocker pendants.
Okay, that's interesting.
Hard to believe we still haven't seen another sword yet. One on Bunker Cave.
Yeah, there's still 2 more out there that we'll be able to find.
Actually, there are 3, but once you find the 3rd, the 4th will be money.
Right, right.
Oh,
Ooh,
and there's this. Yeah.
Small key to swamp. That will put him probably in the mindset to go to swamp next.
Yeah.
With that find. I'm trying to think about what exactly we still need here. Gus is going to need to find another pod small key at some point, since he did use all of his keys, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, he has another one. Okay, he must have found another one, so he's going back there to finish that. And he has to go find that small key to swamp inside Meyer. That's pretty much...
to get that sword too.
Yeah, he needs to get a sword. 2 swords, actually, so...
Unfortunately, all DT needs is the bow.
Yeah, the bow and another sword, and that's pretty much it for him.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he's going to check the Agena after this, hopefully.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Not forget about it.
Yeah, he will need that Ganon's Tower big key, that's for sure.
Just realized that when looking at the track, he still hadn't checked Agena.
Be using some bomb vitreous strats here.
Yeah, not having a bow here sucks.
Oh yeah, especially with that cape running out quickly.
Yeah, all you can use now is his fighter sword. Spins.
Yeah, and as you can see, that potions only heal half your magic and health in this mode, so...
Yeah, nice and patient here, which is good. Oh, no one followed him all the way to the corner, which you hate to see. Oh man! Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, that's always a rough. That's a rough death to take for sure. He's gonna nope on out there, but that's. I think he's probably thinking swamp next, but
yeah.
Hopefully he checks again. That's Agena cave check.
Oh no! Finally.
Oh no, he is going to swamp. It looks like. Meanwhile, Gus starting the fight against Helmasaur King.
No problems there for Gus. There's another bottle.
That gives him his 4th crystal. They are both, again, once tied in crystal count, so... I guess actually heading in to finish up the rest of Eastern... Oh, no, you can't. You can only get 1 chest in here.
Yeah, you can only get that one. Didn't have a big key chest. He doesn't have the big key to clear it. Yet another joke hint in the swamp. The hint's not really helping the runners.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, hints have been kind of not too helpful this time around. The one I could see being somewhat helpful is the small key to pod and mimic cave, and that's only if you just still need to get chests in there, I guess.
Yeah. I guess looked at his menu, realized he didn't have the big key.
So yeah, if you thought the fighter sword Vitreous was bad, if Gus doesn't get a sword, that's going to be just swordless in general. Vitreous on his... Oh no, he has bow. Never mind.
He needs a sword to get into Mire too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
DT getting his 6th heart. See Gus be the first heart runners to enter Ice Palace.
He really, really wants a sword, I can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the left side of Swamp, get a small key to Dark Palace. That might push DT towards there to get that small key to Deserts. Because again, 4 keys is kind of that magic number you kind of want to go to pod with.
Another not useful hint.
Yeah. I guess on some level they would be useful if they were given at different places.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Work out on the bomb jump thing.
And he's saving and quitting, which might actually be good because it will be taking him away from unnecessary dungeon clearing.
Mm-hmm.
But he might be heading up the turtle. Oh no, he can't because no sword. Never mind.
Yeah, it's almost a good thing because he doesn't have much left to check. Although he might not realize he hasn't checked Complicated.
This could be that check, maybe. Oh, DT does have Master Sword now, by the way.
Yeah.
So DT just needs that bow. Oh, okay, Gus is going to be finishing up Skull Woods next.
See what Argus drops here. What a heart piece.
And that is crystal number 5 for DT. Just needs the 1 in Pod and needs the 1 in Mire. Mire's pretty much essentially full cleared aside from Vitreous, which he might feel more confident now with the Master Sword. And just still need that bow for Pod, and once he gets that bow, he will essentially be in go mode, but needs to get that Desert Small Key first.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to get some more potions. This is probably the Vitreous revenge kill, if I have to imagine. Yes, we are in no mode at this point. And
So he's gonna fly straight over to check the mushroom.
Yeah, unfortunately at this point, that one bumper cave sword is pretty much holding Gus back from making any more further progress, because the only other sword we've seen is locked behind the sword.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true. DT also needs the Ganon's Tower Big Key, which is in Agina's cave. Hopefully that flips a switch in his head when he finishes Mire. The small key for Desert Palace is inside the Dark Maze and Palace of Darkness, so basically forcing a Pod double dip to get the bow outside the sequence.
Yep. DT trying to be extra careful here.
Do not blame him, he's already had to come back to this fight once. Okay, gets through the first phase.
I should just sword slash him then, besides hammer, which is a lot safer.
It looks like Gus is opting to check the first chest in Swamp, just kind of running out of ideas of where to look for that sword.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. DT missed the sword slash, almost got hit.
Yeah. A small key to Ganon's tower.
That's all 4 small keys.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Gus is actually going to be heading back to Ice, or this could even be a check of the shopping mall hint, too. No, I think it's Ice.
That's right, DT now has access to the Pyramid Fairy, so that's where he's heading.
And that reminds me, we do have a small key on the Lumberjack, right?
Right. Which, by the looks of it, at this point, would probably be Eternal Rock small key.
Yeah, because we've gotten a lot of those small keys. That's probably what it is. And we can't even get to Aghanim anyway, so probably not concerned with that.
And I think he only has 1 small tower small key. He would need another one to
Yeah, he would.
to clear Aga Tower.
Would be able to get both items though, so that'd be one reason to check that really quick.
Another heart, but that's it. Yeah. Pyramid.
And nope, he is not going there. I wonder if this is going to be... He is heading south, so he is looking like he's going to the pod area now. That's good for him in terms of getting that roadmap to the bow at the very least.
Yeah.
But now at this point, I'm less concerned about the bow and a little more concerned about that Ganon's Tower big key.
Yeah, because once he finds... If he finds a bow before the big key of Ganon's Tower, he's gonna assume it might be in Ganon's Tower and just go mode.
Right, and...
Until he gets there.
And there's still a lot of hints on the table, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't think Gus has checked that 3rd hint in Ice Palace.
You might be seeing it shortly, though.
I didn't see what was in the vanilla big key chest.
It was a compass to this dungeon. Ooh, getting the single arrow inside Ice Palace.
The unique item nobody wants to find.
Right. And see, I do like what DT's doing here.
Oh, there it is. There's the hint.
Oh, it's an Ice Palace.
In Ice Palace. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I did like what DT did there. He actually skipped the right side chest of Pod because he knows that the item he's looking for cannot be over there.
Good bomb jump by DT.
Gonna get his 2 more heart containers and his Desert Palace small key, which is part 1 of the 3-part puzzle he still has.
Well, let's see if he immediately goes to desert here.
He is. Pod just always seems to be the answer in Key Sanity.
Yeah.
The answer to a question nobody really wanted to ask, but it's there anyway. And yeah, right now Gus just seems at a loss of where he could potentially find a sword right now.
Oh, but it looks like he's heading up to...
Yep,
Maybe
looks like
check
he's... There it is. He's got... Well, there's the bow for DT, but... There's Gus actually zeroing in on that sword that's been up there the whole time.
Well, so long, GT Big Key.
Yep, and that's another thing. DT is not going to have that big key. And Gus does take a death. At this point, I am wondering if DT might start just kind of like I feel like at this point he is going to be making the Ganon Tower check just because he does have 4 small keys.
Yeah, I mean, I would too.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Because there are 23 chests, or 23 possible items.
Yeah, then the normal 22 is you'd normally expect. Oh no, yeah, 23 because the big key wouldn't be there in this case. But yeah, that's going to be available. After that, that's when he might start thinking, okay, well, this is not here. I skipped something. Maybe I should start zeroing in on those hints, and then he'd probably be going to Ice Palace. But at that point, you got to imagine Gus once he gets this, he's going to be treating this like go mode, I feel like.
Uh-huh.
So there is definitely a timer here if DT still wants to take this.
Gus dies again. So he'll try for a third time.
Yeah, those birds are mean.
Especially in inverted when you're trying to get up to Death Mountain without a weapon. You have to throw the sign at the bird.
And I swear sometimes the sign just doesn't work if he's at an angle or something.
Yeah, so I usually try to get to go in a circle first and then throw at it. And then you just use a hook shot.
Gus finally has his first sword upgrade.
And this go mode will be waiting for him in the swamp.
Yeah, needs to get the small key to swamp inside Meyer here, and then after that, you know, obviously hoping he gets the sword inside Swamp Palace. There's probably going to be one also waiting inside Ganon's tower at this point as well, but...
Unfortunately, Key Sanity, there is no big key guessing game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, DT makes a quick look through.
Yeah, unfortunately for the big key guessing game, doing it at the beginning of the seed for like all 216 locations, or I guess 211 since you can't count the Ganon's Tower ones. It'd be very unrealistic.
For sure.
And I don't think the trackers are up for keeping track of that much information. Oh yeah, and Gus still has to go back and finish up Mothula as well.
Yeah.
So you know, this is DT still definitely has time. It's just he has to pretty much zero in on that big key like right after this check of Ganon's Tower. there wants to be a chance at it.
Even so, he might opt to go to Ice Palace after this, where he will still get the hint.
That's true. But you also have to think he's also on top of Death Mountain, and there's another dungeon up here you can also access.
Yeah.
And DT using the strat of the game where the game can't recognize you doing two things at once, so you don't lose magic when you're using the cape and grabbing a wall at the same time.
There's a small key.
Now, I don't remember, was the hint that it was behind the bombs, or was it a hint that it was with a hermit for the big key?
It was with a hermit.
Okay, well that's good at least.
Yeah, it gives you more direction. Gus deciding he's not going to risk fighting Vitreous with his low health, so he's going to do Swamp first.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, there is definitely still a chance for DT in this. There's a third Turtle Rock small key.
Yeah. One thing you don't want DD to find in here is the big key to Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Unfortunately, kind of running out of locations for that key too, so...
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Gus taking a death. Man, this hard mode seed has been rough on both runners for different reasons.
Yeah. Can't imagine playing one without a sword for over an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, not to mention they also just got done from playing an entire other seed before this.
Yeah.
The seed pretty much ended around this time, like about an hour 40 into the run. So there's definitely some fatigue, I think, going on for both runners, and just kind of wanting, you know, being this close to the end, just kind of wanting to find the items. So, okay, let me finish this so I can get this over with.
The Bernacane Rando room.
Yeah, Bernacane, not exactly too helpful in hard mode, considering you lose those invincible frames. Can still do damage to enemies, but... And there's the Ether Medallion, the useless Ether Medallion. Okay, so these are the last 3 Ganon's Tower checks for DT. Gets the book.
Huh.
You know, this could actually be somewhat helpful if he does decide to go for the Bombos tablet. That's like he'll be very close to where the big key is.
That is true.
Only thing is, Turtle Rock is closer.
Looks like he's gonna check Spike Cave.
Whoa! The ball guy just sliding across the screen there. I've never seen him go that far to the right.
Really wanted to talk, I guess.
Okay, so you do actually, like, you do get the invincibility frames on spikes and stuff, but against, like, actual enemies, you do kind of lose it. And there's Tempered Sword.
Oh boy, what a spot for that.
Hey, he is saving and quitting, though. So, he's not going for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, he's gonna check the,
Or... could be Castle Tower here.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
get those 2 checks.
No, Himpuli. Gus actually does have the Ganon's Tower big key. He checked at the very beginning of the seed. Actually checked Agena. He had those boots. Seemed like a close enough check. He checked it right after the dam and did find it. We actually knew it was there before the hint even came up. DT is just not. Whenever he's been in the area, he just did not check it. So it's just kind of isolated there for DT right now. I think now he's wondering if this might be a pedestal seat at this point. It's the bug catching net.
Oh wow. Which I think has no use in hard mode.
Yeah, I can't catch fairies in hard mode, so essentially a useless item for DT right now.
Yeah, Gus will be getting a sword soon. He'll be in go mode.
DT is going to ice. You know, thinking about it, this could be very, very close if the events kind of line up properly.
Right.
There's Gus's go mode.
Yeah, the hint is a nice palace, Wilshire.
Yeah, it's the furthest hint out of the way, so... If he knows that there's one tile in Key Sanity that always gives you the GT Big Key hints, he's going to be making sure he checks all 3 of them. He's not... Well, I mean, I guess at this point, don't really need to go for the pine jump since you have all the keys and everything. And Samaria. It's crystal number 5 for Gus. Still has to go back and finish up Mothula and Vitreous.
Yeah. And I'm gonna assume he's not gonna get a tempered sword, so that gives DT another advantage.
Right, an execution advantage and faster Ganon fight. Slightly faster anyway, since Master Sword Silvers is not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, he is... Oh no, he fell. Oh, I know he can still go around and check the hint that way.
Yeah. It's just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and it would have saved much time just getting the hint there and...
Some people are at it where you go to that top room and fall down. You check
That's
the
true.
hint right away. Can't have a seed without getting a single arrow.
No, yeah, of course not. The true Master Sword. Okay. This is it. Careful, DT. You have 1 heart.
And he'll get it.
Oh, man. And I bet after reading this, he probably feels like there's no way that I've won this with that key right there. But he is on the right track. He will be in good mode, and Gus taking a death on Vitreous, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's rough with only a Master Sword.
It is, yeah.
And low health.
And just knowing that, you know, I have the silver arrows, but because I decided to choose hard mode, they just do not work in this particular mode on Vitreous.
Yeah.
And I assume it must have been very tilting just to even take that death on Vitreous in the first place. But I imagine that, you know, it was definitely, like, for DT anyway, like, you had to have think the Agina's Cave was at least somewhat on his mind back then, and then the death maybe kind of pushed it out of his mind because of that, so it's just... Definitely major props to both of our runners for sticking it through this long, because this has been one heck of a seed for sure.
Yeah, I can't imagine a rougher beginning than going forever without a sword, plus only 3 hearts until the half-hour, 40-minute mark.
Yeah, definitely. Hydropower 78. These were the settings made by Gus. This is game 2, so it was picked by the lower seed of the two. Game 3, the randomizer settings will be the next match for these two. Okay, Gus out of that first Vitreous phase now.
So play it cool here.
Yeah, and at this point I imagine like he doesn't even want to get crazy with it, just wants to play it safe and just kind of not push his luck. And he gets him down. Anyway, someone on chat asking how DT got the lead that he did. I'd say at this point, like, it's really hard. You can't really say it was really an advantage on routing or anything, because if anything, I'd say Gus, with his decision to go to pod first and sequence break for that Desert Palace small key, he had a tremendous advantage in routing. I think what it came down to is just kind of straight up execution. DT definitely had a lot more cleaner boss fights overall, and that's kind of how it explains the lead you're seeing right here. And of course, the sword on Bumper Cave just kind of eluding Gus for a very long time, unfortunately. Okay, DT is through the Moldorm fight. Gonna just take on Aghanim 2 and Ganon remaining. Gus finishing up Mothula here.
Some nice Aghanim patterns.
Oh yeah, getting a triple to start. Unfortunately, it doesn't clench it out there. It was almost the most perfect possible in this set of RNG anyway, but one energy ball got away from him. But there we go. Aghanim is down, just Ganon remains. And yeah, Hydropower in the chat pointing out that 2 of the sword upgrades are actually blocked by the cave, with the one in Spike Cave and one in Bumper Cave.
DT down to quarter or half heart.
Does make it to the 3rd phase though, so
Yeah. I think he has a potion as well.
yeah, he's gonna go ahead and take that just to be safe. I don't blame him.
It's pattern back in here. Just need one more sword, and there he goes down. So DT will pick up another win, and we'll move to 7-1 in his group. GG2 DT.
Yeah, it looks like he finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 9 seconds. Definitely get your GGs in chat, because this was quite the marathon of a seed, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Does look like we have in the name of DT in the waiting room, so I'll go ahead and I guess bring him in really quick. And we are joined by our winner of this race in the name of DT. GG on the win. Man, how are you feeling after that seed? I don't even know where to begin in terms of...
Thank goodness for stream delay, because I would have some very colorful words if this was right after instead of 20 minutes later.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure of it. My gosh.
I mean, I don't even know where to start. I don't know how many ridiculous deaths that... Yeah, I had low health, like 4 or 5 hearts for a bunch of the run, but certain things I should have just avoided. And then I don't know if you noticed too, something that added to my frustration was leaving Bumper Cave. I don't know if it was because I ran out of magic with the cape as I screen transitioned, but I could not move. I had the running animation, I could not move at all.
Yeah, I noticed you had mirror flown to go back into Dark World to get to the portal.
Yeah, because I tried mirroring it first, hoping that might fix it, but no, it saw the same issue. So it's like, great, I can't move, I can't do anything. So I fluted, hoping that would fix it, and I mean, fortunately it did, but then yeah, I picked right back up from that portal afterward. Like, that was just... Oh, and then the GT Big Key. I mean, what can I even say about that? I had seed blur, I guess, just from playing 2 in a row. When I saw that it was at the Hermit, my first thought was, it can't be. That's Agana, right? I checked that. Like, the Hermit is Agana, right? I don't know the hint tiles that well. I was like, no, it's got to be something else. I swear I checked it, but I went there anyway. I was like, wow, I did miss it.
Yeah, like, honestly, at that point, like, you know, I kind of figured, because I'll go ahead and say it, Gus actually got that, like, within the first 10 minutes, because he had the boots. He had the boots, so he just ran right over there, got it really quick. I just figured, like, it was a case where you're going to check it after, you know, completing Desert and Mire, and then, because you took that death on Vitreous, like, that kind of, like, just put it out of your mind as you went to check some other things first.
I mean, that's a good analysis. I just completely forgot about it, thought that it was already done. It never crossed my mind. Because, yeah, usually, like, somewhere between checking Desert, Mire, and, like, Checkerboard Cave, you lump that right in if you don't check it early on, like Gus apparently did. And, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, and then also there was the small key to Desert Palace inside Pod for the bow and Desert for the Pod, you know, required double dip. That was another key that Gus kind of stumbled on. Actually went to Pod very early, sequence broke without the lamp and got that key. And when he found the bow, like, man, we at that point, like, we didn't think it was over, because I don't know if Gus has said anything yet, but he had a similar frustration in terms of his forced sword upgrade. He actually never checked Bumper Cave until, like, geez, like 20-30 minutes ago or something. So,
oh, wow.
You know,
so he was swordless for, like, what, an hour and a half or so?
Yeah,
at least, yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, also there was a sword upgrade in the Peg room before Moldorm 2 as well, apparently. Yeah, because of that, he couldn't get to Mire, get the small key to Swamp Palace to get the other sword, and I guess he just wasn't thinking about Spike Cave either, so yeah, that's kind of what held him up. Because he was, aside from that sword, he was pretty much in go mode for a really long time. And
Right. Yeah, I mean, when I went to Spike Cave, my thought wasn't, hey, I'm going to find a sword, because I didn't care at that point. I had Master Sword, I was just looking for the key.
But one thing I do want to give shout-outs to you on, you know, aside from that Vitreous death, boss execution was on point. Had some very close calls in the Blind Fight and Mothula. I think both of those, you were down at 1 heart for both of those things. Chat was really going wild there.
Thank you, first off. I'm trying to remember how Blind went, because I got back in there with a sword.
Right.
And I was thinking, okay, fine, I'll just follow the script, it's going to be just fine.
Yeah, the first 2 phases you took it down, like, quickly, and then the last one, I think he had him down to 1 or 2 hits, and then he transitioned to the bottom.
Yeah, I got
made
a
it
little
worse
off
for you.
on something, and took a couple of hits, and that just threw the rest of it off. I thought that I was going to die. As for Moth, it was just, I knew that I was going in with super low health anyway. It's just a patience and a waiting game in that fight.
Right.
And he kept on staying near the spikes. Even if I could get him with the fire rod, it wasn't going to do anything. I think I had 1 shot anyway.
But yeah, we were talking about how, you know, the last seed you did was the inverted, and how normally in those seeds you're kind of sometimes expected to do Mothula and Blind, for example, with that low health. But you had more health there than you had in this seed.
Yeah, I mean, when I got into this one thinking, okay, I got through inverted, that's going to be the hardest part of today. This is just key sanity, it'll be fine. And then no, the hard mode really shined on this one. It was very tough for a while.
Yeah, we could tell, and again, just like you said earlier, doing 2 right back-to-back, that definitely wears on you as well. So definitely kudos to both of you for, you know, making it through as we see Gus in the Ganon fight. Looks like he's going to be able to finish just fine as well, so definitely major props to both of you for going through 2 seeds, 2 somewhat difficult seeds today. And of course I had to make a commentator curse right there. He does take a death. But we'll be giving it another shot.
While he's finishing up here, let me just give you a rundown of what's still to come tonight. We have a race on Speed Gaming 4 starting at 8:30 between Glenn and Dante. And also 9:30 we have a race on Speed Gaming 1 between ZZZ Cube and Ultima. As well as a ton of games tomorrow.
Yep, we're just kind of barely reaching the halfway point of this tournament, so there's plenty of games on the way for the next 3.5 weeks, it seems like. So yeah, definitely, if you enjoyed what you've seen today, keep on watching. Lots of rando to come for sure.
Yeah, I bet you're feeling pretty confident now in your group placing with the wins today, DT.
I'm sorry, I think Discord like hiccuped a little bit. I heard my name. What's up?
Oh, I said with these wins today, I bet you're pretty confident in your group placings going forward.
Yeah, I mean, the short answer is yes. I mean, looking ahead, obviously the goal is brackets, and then, I mean, you might disagree. I need to be blunt with myself on this, though, that if this is how I'm going to play when it gets to brackets, then I'm going to be knocked out like right away. So, there's a lot of work to do. But yeah, in terms of the group setting, I'm pretty content for the moment.
Plus, I believe you're the group who has one person who's yet to play any of their games as well, so...
Yeah, he's set up quite the marathon for himself throughout the next week and a half.
But yeah, definitely best of luck on your continued playing through the group stage.
Thank you. And thank you guys for commentary, and to Vince Easter for tracking.
Oh yeah, and at this point, Gus is out of arrows, so gonna have to go with the silverless strats here. I was gonna hit there at least. And there we go.
Get your GGs in the chat. Thank you, Gus. Finish with an SRL time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 58 seconds.
And again, definitely get those GGs in because this was quite the seed, for sure.
Yeah, really rough seed.
We'll see if Gus plans to come in and chat or not. And we are joined by Gus, GG on the finish of that incredibly rough seed for both runners.
Yeah, thanks. And GG DT. I feel like I kind of, well, a lot of the difficulty was just due to me being stupid and completely forgetting about Bumper Cave. I think like the previous race we did kind of blended into this one because there were so times when I was like thinking that I had checked it and that there was nothing important, but I wasn't like really sure. So like I kind of wanted to go back there just to make sure, but I continued to like forget about it and like, check this off. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking to DT a bit ago, and it seems like the same kind of thing actually happened with him and Agina's Cave. And as we found out from you in like the first 10 minutes of the race, that was a very important location with the Cannon's Tower Big Key. So, you know, I can definitely see that having two seeds, especially back to back, and such different variations at that as well. That can definitely mess with your head and kind of throw you through a loop in some respects.
Yeah, absolutely. I was glad to find like get the GT Big Key out of the way so soon, though.
Another moment though, I was actually really hype. You know, you actually dipped pod relatively early in the run, managed to pull out the Desert Small Key from the back of the maze, and you know, later when you went into Desert Palace, both of you were in Desert Palace at the same time. The only difference was you had the small key and DT didn't, and you, man, the chat was erupting and just D's and all kinds of thing when you found that bow in the right side.
All right, I have actually already completely forgotten that the bow was on right side. That's it.
So, like, after you found that, were you feeling like pretty? How are you feeling after that particular find? Because I imagine, like, you know, you pretty much had to double dip pod at that point in order to get that.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much trouble with like, well, not much trouble, but I died. I took a lot of stupid deaths everywhere because like I'm not used to like dashing around without the sword. So I just dashed into like monsters everywhere and like died several times. And I also like the mitts on blind because I got them so late. It was like the last item I could have like checked. I was pretty sure at that point that I was like far behind. There was no way I'm gonna like be able to win this. So I can't say there was like a single point in the sea where I thought like, okay, I got this.
That's fair. That's a fair thing. And you know, as I mentioned before, you know, doing two back to back is definitely a very fatiguing experience, especially if the second one ends up going on longer than what the first one did.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, again, GG on, you know, making it through. It was definitely a very rough seed. We were even talking about how, you know, the last seed you did, the inverted seed, because of the nature of inverted, you sometimes have to fight like Mothula and Blind with really low numbers of hearts But in a strange twist of fate, this seed actually ended up having less hearts than the other seed for those bosses. So, yeah, definitely, again, kudos for playing all the way through it, because this was definitely a challenging one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I've only done like a few practice seeds of like hard insanity, but no, I don't think anyone have like given me this much trouble. You usually find like at least a couple of like safety items, and like the temper sword seems to come up pretty soon as well, but not this time.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the sword upgrades was blocked behind the other sword, if you think about the progression chain. So, yeah, it was a case where if you just happened to miss that one location, it could have been sending you back lots and lots of times. So, unfortunately, that's kind of what happened here. But that's actually all I have to say. Do you have anything you want to ask or add, Killer App, before we start closing this out?
No, just good job getting through the seed, and good luck the rest of the races. And hopefully you get some good luck and get some wins on the board.
Yeah, I got 6 losses now, so I'm working towards 0-15. I'm very proud of it.
In any case, good luck the rest of the way, and hope you're having fun with the randomizer.
Okay, well, with that, I guess we'll start closing this out. Again, let me just refresh schedule here really quick just to verify what the next match is. Looks like, as of right now, there is actually a match currently going on Speed Gaming 4. I got an inverted mode with Liam Atlas and Ariror, so if you want to go check that out, so it's going on right now. And there's another race actually coming up very soon in 10 minutes on just the Vanilla Speed Gaming channel. Layra GG versus Solski. It looks like they're doing a swordless run as well. So, again, randomizer, more randomizer tonight, more randomizer tomorrow, more randomizer for the next few weeks. So if you enjoyed what you saw today, there's plenty more along the way. Thank you again to Vince Easter for the tracking behind the scenes. It's nice to have that up to date so we could see all what was going on throughout this seed. And of course, major thank you to my co-com partner, Killer App 23. Had a good time commentating this with you, and hope you had fun as well.
Yeah, had a lot of fun. And make sure you give our runners a follow. Commentary team trackers, everybody.
Yeah, definitely give the runners a follow. They put on quite the show today for both races, so definitely get that in. Okay, well, see you guys next time.
Yep. Have a good day.